7 habits that make you look weak. Let's get straight into it. Habit number 1, being late. Oh man, I can't stand people that are late. I used to be one of them. You show up, sorry guys, you're already apologizing, you're already in that weak position. Now everybody's fed up with you. Now you have no real authority in the conversation if you're joining a meeting and they're discussing a potential business deal or something. You're the late one. You may not notice it, but people subconsciously lose respect for you when you're late. Because it doesn't take a lot to be on time. It doesn't take a lot. Leave earlier. I know you've heard this over the years. Maybe your employers told you this. Maybe your family members are sick and tired of you because you're always late to family functions and stuff. Leave earlier. And I don't even promote being on time. I believe every man should be early. Now, I'm not saying very early, 2 hours before. But I like to be early just so that if there's anything I need to prepare for the meeting, I can prepare it. If I have an idea that I want to talk about, I like getting there and parking my car in a nice place. Plus when people walk in and you're there straight away, oh wow, this guy's serious. People take you more seriously. Absolutely they do. There is no excuse to be late. No excuse. Oh, there was traffic. Leave earlier. You have to expect these things. You can't be like, oh my God, the car broke down. I couldn't do anything about it. You could have left earlier. Be early. Being on time shouldn't be celebrated. I know there's a culture now of, oh yeah, he's here on time. If people are celebrating that you're there on time, it means you have a poor reputation because they're shocked that you're not late for once. Be the kind of guy that takes himself seriously. And as a result of you taking yourself seriously, other people will take you more seriously. Believe me, it will impact every area of your life. It really will. So don't be late. The second habit that makes you look weak is over-apologizing. Now, I know in British culture, people say sorry all the time, even when they haven't done anything wrong. But that needs to be weeded out of your system. Remove it. Sorry. So why are you saying sorry for? You didn't do anything wrong. Don't be that guy, because you'll end up apologizing for things for no reason. And it just makes you look weak. It really does. Only apologize when you've genuinely done something wrong. Because whether you realize it or not, subconsciously, if you're always apologizing, people do look at you and think, yeah, this guy's weak. Don't apologize if you did nothing wrong. I know some people feel it brewing. Their veins start popping and they really want to say sorry. Hold yourself from saying it, unless you've done something wrong. Okay? The next weak habit is not communicating effectively. Communication is something that I now practice and I aim to improve at year on year. Earlier in my 20s, in my late teens, early 20s, I used to, when I opened a conversation, I'd start talking and then I'd start drifting. The initial subject of the conversation drifts into another subject and people get confused, and I can notice in their faces that they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's a result of my incompetent communication skills. So I strived to improve that. I strived to become a clear and concise speaker, an effective speaker. Somebody that when he talks, his words have weight. He's not just like, oh, yeah. I see it all the time. And especially if you're in sales, you don't want to be that guy who's drifting. You're on the phone trying to close a deal and you just start talking about irrelevant shit. Keep to the point. Now, obviously, in a social setting, it still helps you to be an effective communicator, because you might be sat with a group of people and you might say, hey guys, I've got this story to tell you, and everyone leans in and everyone's keen to hear your story. And then have you ever been in that situation where somebody says something like that and their story just drags and they don't get to the punchline, they don't get to the juicy part, and everyone starts losing interest, and then people are like, anyways, and they start talking to someone else. That's because you're ineffective at communicating. Storytelling is a skill. It is. Okay? And I always encourage people, young men, to get into sales at a young age, because sales eliminates the fluffiness that most of us have when we communicate. It makes you a better speaker. Okay? So look, communication isn't just something that you should improve if you're working in sales. It's also something that you should improve in general. When you're with your partner and you want to express how you feel, you want to set a boundary with her, you need to know how to communicate that effectively so that the point hits home and isn't causing confusion. If the way you're talking is causing confusion, you're not an effective communicator. I've been there. I was an ineffective communicator, and then I improved that. It's not the end of the world. Just learn to communicate more effectively. Record yourself. Maybe there's a topic that you want to talk about. Record yourself. Give yourself 5 minutes to hit on all the points, and then rewatch it. Man, I was dragging on. Why did I stutter so much? Let me try again. And then just keep practicing it until you say everything that you need to say effectively. Okay? The third point. Sorry, that was the third point. The fourth point is not being willing to walk away in negotiations. And I've put in relationships / business. Having a scarcity mindset. Oh God, but what if I can't find anything better? That mindset will mess you up. If you're with somebody that you know is bad for you, but you can't seem to walk away, it's because you have a scarcity mentality. You think, oh, she's the only one. No, there are many ones. She happens not to be the right one. But there is somebody out there who is right for you. But in order to meet this person, you must let go of the person that is not right for you, that is causing you distress and frustration. Now, look, I'm an advocate of communicating effectively, and, you know, when you have problems in your relationship, trying to resolve them in the best possible way, conflict resolution, right? But there comes a point where you know deep down inside this person's not good for you. You must be willing to walk away. And this also applies in salary negotiations. For example, if you've had a successful interview and a company says, okay, we'll pay you $50,000, and you know you're worth a lot more than that, you're worth $70,000, you must be willing to state that based on your diverse experience and your skill sets and what you've been able to achieve for other companies, and based on the market value of somebody in your position, you're worth anywhere in the range of 68 to 74, for example. I'm just giving you an idea as to how you could negotiate, right? And you must state that and be willing to walk away if they don't meet your expectations. Now, look, if you're desperate for a job and you've been unemployed for 2 years, well, that's a different story. But if you're in a relatively stable environment right now, you've been at the same company for a few years and you've had another interview because you want to increase your earnings, but the company that you interviewed at isn't offering you that package that you desire, you got to lay it out and be willing to walk away, because that puts you in a strong position. You know, Corey Wayne said it in his book, The 3% Man. The strongest negotiating position is being willing to walk away and mean it. You got to be willing to walk away. Okay? That's the only way to get what you want. And if they would turn around and say, nah, good. Even if they don't end up offering you the package that you desire, it's not a loss. You've preserved your integrity. Because why should you be paid less than your worth? Okay? Point number 5, not sticking to your word. This makes you look weak, gentlemen. When you say something and you don't follow through with it. First of all, you end up disliking yourself as a result. And you look in the mirror and you don't like the man that you see. And it's because that man can't trust himself. Every time you say something and you don't follow through, you chip away at your self-esteem and you don't end up trusting yourself. Your words need to have weight for yourself, most importantly, but also if you want other people to take you seriously, you must be a man of your word. Right, I'm going to be there at 7. Be there at 6:30. Ready to do business, ready to rock and roll. I'm going to help you move at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. You're there. You're reliable. You're dependable. Okay? Whatever you say you're going to do, do it. Because if you don't, you'll end up disliking yourself. You won't feel good about yourself. And as a result of you not feeling good about yourself, you don't perform very well. Commitment is staying true to what you said you were going to do long after the mood in which you said it has left. When you say something, commit to it and follow through. If you can do that repeatedly, man, you become unstoppable. And you start feeling internally, what else can I do? And everything I've touched seems to have turned to gold. And even if it doesn't work out, the fact that you followed through with it is an incredible thing. Because you can trust that you'll put your mind to something and do it. Not, well, I don't know if I could actually, The reason you feel this way is because you haven't followed through in the past. You've talked. You've talked left and you've walked right. There's no alignment. Your words are not in alignment with your actions. Okay? You talk about it more than you walk it. So, follow through. Good old-fashioned, right, you got my word. Okay? Number 6, complaining about hard work. Gentlemen, this makes you look absolutely childish. And naive as well. Things take a lot of work, man. You're not going to start a business today and be driving a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ next week. That's just not how things work. If somebody planted the seed for an oak tree today and came back the following week and said, hey, where's the tree at? They'll come and take him away. He's not right up there. You can't be that naive. Right? It takes 72 hours to build a Toyota Corolla and 6 months to build a Rolls Royce. Good things take time. Now, I know someone's going to comment, well, Toyota's a good car. You get the point. You get the point here. I'd rather drive a damn Rolls Royce. Okay? So good things take time. And you know what? You shouldn't want it to happen straight away anyways. Because when you win on the first attempt, that's dangerous. That can mess you up. Because you start thinking you're better than you are. You could have just got lucky. You could have. It could have been a fluke. That's why so many people who succeed the first time usually end up derailing after. Because they thought they were better than they were. I think Robert Greene says this actually in his book Mastery. Be wary of success at the first attempt. Something along those lines. It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. So if you fail repeatedly, fail, and then you get back up and you try again, and you try again, and you try again, and then it takes you 6 years to get there. But after 6 years, you're world class at what you do. That's much better than... that's why Andrew Tate talks about these dorks that got rich off crypto, right? They're still weasels. He's talking about it in terms of mentality, right? A lot of these guys end up thinking that they're Jordan Belfort and that they're, but they just got lucky off a crypto pump, I keep things very honest with myself. I don't step too far ahead and start thinking that I'm so much more qualified and better than I am. No. I believe in my abilities, but I keep it real with myself. Okay? I'm aware that things are going to take a lot of work to materialize. But I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and get dirty. That's just the nature of life. And you know what? You should want to immerse yourself in the process. The hunt is what you should strive to do. Yes, you get the prize at the end. But if you focus on the process, on making sure that the hunt is as effective as possible, the prize will take care of itself. If you're only focused on the prize, the Lambo, you'll quit. Because the hunt will seem daunting and overwhelming. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to get so good at hunting that I can hunt anything. I can take down any buffalo. I can even take down a goddamn elephant. That should be your mentality. I want to get so fucking good at something. They'll pay me the money that I say I want. Not, oh, can you afford me? Or, is it out of your budget? No. I want to get so good. I write a check and I hand it over. Pay me this. This is what I want. I don't care if it's out of your budget. This is what you need to pay me. That's the mentality. But you can only get to that place if you focus on the process and ignore the prize. The prize will take care of itself. As Jim Rohn always says, focus on becoming as valuable as possible to the marketplace. And the more valuable you become, consequently, the more you are compensated. So be value-orientated. Value. I'm always thinking about how I can provide as much value to the marketplace as possible. I'm always thinking about that, always. Because I know the money will take care of itself. That I do not worry about. And last but not least, the last behavior that makes you look weak is gossip. As a man, there should be no reason why you're sat there gossiping about another grown man. Childish behavior, that is. Oh, he did this, yeah, First of all, when you gossip about other people, or the people that are around you, trust you less. I want you to really remember this. If you're a guy who gossips around a group of people, that group of people are looking at you thinking, yeah, this guy's a snake, bro. I can't tell him nothing, because he'll go to someone else and gossip about me as well. Don't be that guy. Don't be a gossiper. Keep your mouth shut. Have productive conversations, because gossiping has negative ROI. Your life doesn't improve when you gossip about another person. It doesn't improve. It doesn't get any better. I mean, I'd like to be shown otherwise. Prove a point to me. Tell me how your life has improved gossiping about someone else. It doesn't. Leave the gossiping to the tabloids. As a man, you should be focused on your life. There's a saying, right? Winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. That's what you are when you're a gossiper. You're looking at the winners and you're thinking, oh, he did this, yeah, he... Get on with your life. Get on. Even if you have a genuine reason to talk about somebody else, make sure that it's productive. Make sure that it's productive behind their back. If it's not productive, if it's negative, don't discuss it with other people. Unless you're looking to protect them from something, Oh yeah, this guy dragged me into this, or be careful of him. That's different. But most of the time, gossiping is not productive in any way. There's no end goal for it. You just want to gossip because you're bored. And this really ties into communicating effectively. It's one of the poorest forms of communication, gossiping. Okay? Hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, make sure you like this video, comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.